I just had to dive into DIY stuff first thing this morning. You know how fulfilling it is for me, right? So I got my hands on this nice piece of softwood and voila, crafted a miniature car. I was pretty chuffed. But then you know how my day rolls. Work comes calling. I spent most of my day at Volt Motors. My major design project was to blend aesthetic appeal with sustainable resources for an electric vehicle. It was like giving birth, and yeah, I know I sound pretty dramatic right now. Yunho, my co-worker, has been an awesome pillar of support through this project. We've been bouncing off ideas and giving and taking feedback. He's got a keen eye for detail, can't deny that. Happy to say we finally wrangled this beast of a project and crossed the finish line. You should have seen the look on Yunho's face. Priceless, I tell you. It's such a crazy feeling to see your idea, little doodles on a sketchbook, turn into something real and functional. You just stand there, awestruck, and pat yourself a little. Oh, by the way, Kiyoshi and Midori were recommending this new spicy miso ramen. Ever tried it? Kiyoshi even had the audacity to ask me to jeopardize my run for a bowl of ramen. Can you believe it? But Midori, as sensible as always, logically suggested some post-recovery ramen feast after my run. Guess it would make for a good replenishment. Min-Soo would have rooted for that. Remember our surprise picnic at Han River Park a few days back? It was ecstatic. Then again, Kiyoshi is such a green hornet these days, he wants to whip up a sustainable menu now. I must say his idea of seasonal veggies did pique my interest. But guess what? He's roped me in for aesthetic presentation. So much for running away from work. Made me remember our university potluck parties. Remember those? The fun, laughter, and Kiyoshi's infamous secret sauce that left us all gasping for breath. Good times, huh? Anyway. You know, learning to sail really made me feel at one with the water. There's something about the discipline and the water's tranquility that really pulls me. Like an artist merging with their canvas, it's an incredibly different experience if we compare it to my running routine. It's like everything around me seems to blur out, and it's just me, the boat, and the vast, still waters of the Han River. It takes a sort of courage, standing against the sails, feeling the cold wind brushing through my face. Reminds me of the time we used to go hiking around the beautiful trails of Bukhansan National Park. Remember how we got lost once? Haha, what a memory to have. Amidst all the chaos of our busy life, sometimes it's such moments of solitude that offer the most comfort. Speaking of comfort, remind me to introduce you to Kiyoshi and Midori, my buddies from the Sustainable Sushi Chat group. We had quite a debate today over what should make the cut for Kiyoshi's role, salmon or tuna. I suggested salmon because they pack a healthy punch, but Midori, she thought tuna had more flavor. It feels like another age-old debate, like our infamous coffee versus tea standoffs. Someone needs to break the sushi tie. Maybe next time you're in town, you can give your expert opinion. Knowing your sophisticated taste buds, it could be the key to settling this sushi saga once for all. Oh, and Midori, she's also a tofu enthusiast, talked about tempura tofu for dinner tonight. Tofu tempura does sound tempting now, doesn't it? Just picturing the crispy batter and the soft, pillowy tofu. What's your vote? Grilled or tempura? Kiyoshi also has some plans brewing, a sustainable restaurant. Now, that's a story I definitely want to be part of. To think of it, all this talk of food and sailing made me realize how intertwined our interests are. Sailing, designing, even food choices, it all boils down to sustainability in one form or the other. It's almost poetic. Okay, I've rambled enough for one voice message. So have you ever attended a traditional Korean tea ceremony? I had this marvelous opportunity today. The tea master, Ji Young, she was a study in tranquility. The way she poured the tea, the subtle grace in her motions. It was enchanting. The tea itself was divine, pure, and rejuvenating. I almost felt like I was meditating, sipping the tea and letting its warmth spread through me. It was an experience that touched my soul. Every sip brought a new layer of flavor, revealing the complexity of the simple tea leaf. I enjoyed every moment, the silent communion with the tea, the calming ambiance. It was a subtly transformative experience. Oh, and I mentioned this to Midori and Kiyoshi. Their excitement was palpable even across the screens of our phones. I shared a couple of pictures with them, and now Kiyoshi can't wait to try it on his next visit to Seoul. Typical Kiyoshi. Speaking of Midori, she thought the ceremony sounded enlightening and wished she was there. I don't blame her. I guess I inspired a little wanderlust in them today, and I'm not even a bit sorry. Believe me, it was an unforgettable experience, completely different from our usual fast-paced life. If you ever get a chance, do give it a try. Maybe we can do it together when you come over next. I can't think of anyone I'd rather share this with. Well, that's about it from my day. So, what's been going on in your life? You had mentioned something about a new project at work. How's it going? And hey, I was thinking, maybe Kiyoshi's sustainable menu idea and Ji-young's tea ceremony style could somehow help inspire. No, never mind. Just a random thought. You know how my brain gets sometimes. Okay, I need to gear up for a run now. You know how essential it is for me, my stress buster. Or shall I say my therapy? Anyway, let me know how your day was when you get a moment.